This week at Microsoft Build, we introduced a whole new category of agents called Autopilots. In today's video, we're going to talk about three things. One, what are Autopilot agents? Two, how do they compare to what we already have with Copilot? And three, what's available today and coming soon? My name is Shervin Shaffie. I'm a Copilot Principal Engineer at Microsoft, and along the way, you're going to get my take of what's been announced and what's coming and what are Autopilots. So before we get started, let's listen to our CEO, Satya Nadella, as he talks about this.
Autopilots. We can think of autopilots as enterprise-grade claws. These are autonomous, long-running agents with full enterprise compliance that run in your tenant. Autopilots can have a name, personality, custom connectors, context, and memory. And they're a totally new way to reduce toil and get you back to what you love. To kick things off, the first autopilot we're introducing is Scout. Let's take a look.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack here and there's a lot of confusion. I'm going to do my best to kind of simplify everything. This is the blog post that followed the Microsoft Scout announcement. So to kind of answer the first question of what are autopilots, let's look at this section that talks about a new category of agents. And so it says here that autopilots stay active in the background, they understand how work gets done across your apps and systems, and they take action without needing to be prompted each time. Because they operate with their own identity, they can carry out tasks within the permission and policies you and or your organization set. So this is great. And if you scroll down here, there's actually a video of what Microsoft Scout looks like. The problem is that this video is actually for a version of it that is private preview, which is kind of like the vision. The vision is that Microsoft Scout is going to live inside your Microsoft 365 Copilot app as shown in this. We can actually fast forward to that. But what's available as a Frontier program is in this documentation here, Microsoft Scout Frontier, which is not in the M365 Copilot app. This is actually an application, a desktop app that you install. So the way you go about that is you select Getting Started on the left-hand side. You scroll down over here and you select this download and install Microsoft Scout installer, and then you select download right over here and you pick if you have a Windows machine or if you have a Macintosh and so on. So that's the Frontier thing. So just to kind of come back to this so that people are not confused, the video is showing the vision, and that if you scroll down all the way here, what it's saying here is we're now extending that early experience to a select group of customers in private preview and to Frontier organizations. So the Frontier organizations get the desktop Microsoft Scout, and the private preview gets this cloud version, which is the more of the end state, if you will. All right, so hopefully that helps. Now, the other thing that I've learned over time is that if we scroll back up in this article, it talks about how Microsoft Scout is built with enterprise-grade security and it's powered by OpenClaw. Now, the thing is that OpenClaw, or Lobster, if you will, was actually the inspiration behind autopilots, right? How can we build in heartbeats? How can we build in autonomy? How can we put something that's on the desktop that has shell access, browser access? And that's what this version of Microsoft Scout on the desktop does. But I don't believe the desktop version is actually powered by OpenClaw. And why do I say that? Because if you go back to our documentation and you select this FAQ section and you search for GitHub, you'll see that there's a section here that talks about, does Microsoft Scout connect to external models for processing? And it says yes, Microsoft Scout uses GitHub Copilot SDK, which might connect to external AI models. So essentially the desktop version of Microsoft Scout that's available to Frontier users, and this is the documentation for it, is going to be using GitHub Copilot SDK. But the cloud version is going to be built on the OpenClaw backend, all right? So there's a lot of confusion out there on the web. I'm trying to clear this up. But ultimately, I guess whether it is OpenClaw powered or whether it's GitHub Copilot SDK powered, I've been personally using it on my desktop right over here, and you can see that I have the icon Microsoft Scout, and when I go to it, I'm not able to actually use it right now because we don't have it turned on for Microsoft. However, this other internal version, which was essentially the same version, I've had access to for a couple of months, and I can say that it is more powerful than Copilot Cowork, than Copilot Chat, or any tool that we've had in the past. And why is that? I think it's because if you go back to this Frontier documentation, this common question, and you scroll down to what can Microsoft Scout do for me, the reason why it's more powerful is because we've given it more access, we've given it more tools. All right, and what do I mean specifically? So let's look over here. Microsoft Scout can read and write and search files in your workspace directory. Your workspace directory is a directory on your hard drive. And so it has access to your hard drive, your files and folders. Now somebody asks, what's the point if we're putting everything on the OneDrive or in the cloud? There might be times when you are putting things locally on your drive or you want to organize your desktop. So that does make it slightly more powerful. The other thing that is making it powerful is that it can actually run shell commands, builds and tests. It can explore code bases, apply patches. And so for me specifically, what would happen is when I would give it a prompt, if it couldn't figure it out, it would actually go into a PowerShell. It would go into command line and it would try to do things that something like Copilot Cowork couldn't do before. So we're giving it more tools. It's becoming more powerful. The other thing that is unique to it is automating browser interaction. So through Playwright, it actually has access to browsers, which means that it can go to a website. Doesn't have to be a Microsoft website. It can log in for you potentially. I was able to log in to some websites, and then it can go ahead and take screenshots, analyze it, and do things. So that makes it more powerful. And then what else is it? Some of this stuff in terms of being able to query M365 with WorkIQ, so could Cowork, so that's not really a big deal, or creating and editing documents, so could Cowork. So there's some overlap, but there's some new things as well. This one, being able to run autonomously in the background on schedule, heartbeat mode. Heartbeat mode is new, every 15 minutes being able to wake up and do something. So that is certainly unique to Scout, but being able to schedule a task is something that Copilot Cowork could do as well. I would encourage you to go through this FAQ section. There's a place here that talks about how is Scout different than Copilot Chat. So this is also a common question. And so if you have Copilot Chat here and you have Scout here, I would say that this whole access to local files, that's what makes it unique. Shell commands makes it unique. Browser control makes it unique. And autonomous mode, well, if with Cowork you could schedule tasks, that's not really a big deal. But the heartbeat, being able to wake up every 15 minutes, that's better because the best I could do with Cowork was every hour. So that is something to consider. I think the other idea behind these is that they're more self-learning, they're more understanding of what it is that you do, and automatically start taking actions for you. So one example I saw was that if you're leading a project and something is stuck, it can go ahead and determine it maybe every 15 minutes with heartbeat, and it'll go automatically send a message, email, Teams message to someone that owns that action item to get it to unblock. Now, while we're in this documentation, let's go ahead and just kind of wrap this up with how do you actually get started if you wanted to roll out Microsoft Scout in the Frontier program using this desktop version. So all you got to do is go to this getting started section, and if you scroll down here, let's look at the prerequisites. First of all, it's available in Windows and Mac, which is good. You have to have a Microsoft 365 work or school account. You have to have the M365 Copilot license. And then there's some administrator privileges and permissions that have to be set. And then there's this GitHub Copilot business or enterprise license. So this is key. This is another misunderstanding because up until now, everything inside Frontier we've basically included with the M365 Copilot license, maybe for the first time, I think we're charging, because what's happening is when you connect your GitHub Copilot license to Microsoft Scout Desktop, you're actually going to be charged for credits based on the consumption of their large language model. So kind of heads up on that. And there's a section here that explains how you can track it, how you can prevent overage charges and all that stuff. But that is important to know that it's not going to be all included with your M365 Copilot license. Now, the other thing is there's a section here under administrator, and maybe you're an admin, maybe you're not. So if you're not, you can skip this section. But here it talks about how you actually have to go through these different gates to access it. And I think it's because this version of AI is more powerful than any version we've had before. So there's an attestation form that you got to fill out, being aware of everything that it can do. And there's some other stuff. So gate number 1 is frontier access. Gate number 2 is enabling this Intune policy. And then there's this attestation opt-in, and then the provisioning the GitHub Copilot licenses. So there's a bunch of hurdles that you got to do on the admin side. But what I will say is this Intune setup is actually quite good, because I did it myself. And whoever wrote this documentation, kudos, because they did a really good job of providing screenshots and all the links are live and everything is good. So you as an admin have to go through Intune and set this up. And then eventually you'll get access. And unlike me, you're not going to get blocked when you go to Microsoft Scout. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.